As a man, finding a truly great pair of pants can feel impossible. Some wrinkle the moment you sit down. Others look fine but don't travel well, don't move well, or completely lose their shape throughout the day. When you're flying, commuting, or packing light, most pants just aren't built for real life.
That's why there's Jack Archer. JackArcher.com makes the Jet Setter Tech Pant designed to be the one pair of pants you actually need. Comfortable enough for travel, polished enough for work, and versatile enough for wherever the day takes you. The Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built for all-day comfort. With flexible stretch, customizable fit options, and thousands of 5-star reviews, these are the pants you'll reach for every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order using code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Western Kansas wildfires. Partly cloudy, 45 tonight. Back over to windy conditions on Thursday. A midday high in the middle 50s. Falling temperatures in the afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy on Friday and much cooler with a high in the middle 40s. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Let's get it.
I don't have to miss out when I leave my car anymore.
Download the Odyssey app and listen anywhere. Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Han.
Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. Glad to be here with you. Jacob Albracht, TJ Cleveland on a Sports Daily Wednesday. We have Shocker basketball tonight. We've got KU basketball tonight. We'll get you ready for both in this hour, plus headlines I missed. Sharice Lott, our KU insider, will join in just a little bit to help preview the game tonight in Stillwater. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Dub event venue at WBC Delano. Perfect for graduation parties, meetings, reunions. Visit www.wichitabrew.com to begin your booking at the Dub event venue at WBC Delano, where groups gather. Again, wichitabrew.com. We are coming at you a lot of different ways over the air here on KFH. You can call us 869-1240. You can leave us comments, Facebook, YouTube, X. You can leave us voice messages through the Odyssey app, and we appreciate you watching us also on 12 News Connected. Glad you're here with us on this Wednesday. We are getting you ready for college basketball tonight. Before we do that, though, TJ, we've got some headlines that I may have missed. Max?
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
I've got some good ones for you today, Jacob, and I am almost certain that you have not seen probably any of them, honestly. I think I can go 4 for 4 today. First of all, a bit of trivia. We'll open this up to the comments as well if anybody can get it before I give the answer. Thomas Hammock. Can somebody tell me where he coaches? Jacob? I'll throw you a hint.
All State.
That's
Sac
close.
State.
It's in the MAC. It's close.
Miami of Ohio. Is that their undefeated coach?
Nope. Football. We're talking football here.
All right.
Was in the headlines last year for an early season win.
Central Michigan.
Northern Illinois.
Okay.
They beat Notre Dame last year, and that coach, everybody loved him. He's leaving Northern Illinois, and he's going to be the Seahawks offensive analyst regarding running backs.
So you're leaving a head coach in college to go be an assistant in the NFL, and not even a high-level assistant.
He is leaving for an administrative offensive assistant role with the Seattle Seahawks, per Brett McMurphy.
Look, if it were me, and I had a chance to be in the NFL and dealing with that schedule versus the schedule of a college head coach, I would take the assistant job as well. Probably the pay is not even that different, to be honest.
Something to be said about it. All right, moving on. We go to college basketball, semi-local here. We're going to talk about some Nebraska ball that got upset last night. Did you see that?
Wait, say it again?
Nebraska ball got upset last night.
I did see that. I saw. Yeah, I did.
So
right?
That's not the headline. By the way, Ben McCollum, Brandon Zinner, Northwest Missouri State. We love Ben McCollum here on the program.
Yep.
So they get it done. Storm the court in Iowa after the game, and somehow, some way, a fan basically was got on the court at the perfect time and was standing at the end of the handshake line and just took a video of Hoiberg just standing there, and Hoiberg just looked at him and then just smacked the phone clean out of his hands
because he was down there. Supposed to be.
I mean, he was just basically just trying to take a video of Hoiberg and kind of get in his face with the camera after they just got upset, and he just, get that out of my face, man, and smacked it away, and everybody was like, how did you get that close to Hoiberg? What's going on? Where's the security?
What? That's a temper, I guess.
Yeah. Somebody asked after the game, Ben McCollum, they said, how many times have the fans stormed the court after you guys won a game? He said, we didn't storm the court. People stormed the court when they beat us. And he said, that was about as arrogant as, he said, the only time that we stormed the court was after we won the national championship. And then he said, I'm sorry, that was about as arrogant as it gets. I did not mean to sound like that.
He's got him. He's got him.
I love Ben McCollum. All right,
this is Hoiberg slap. Man, that was big mad.
Yeah,
big mad. That wasn't. You made it sound like there was like a moment of thought there. That was zero. Hoiberg went handshake to slap instantly. Got to be careful with that.
Correct. All right, now we're going to get into some good stuff that really ties back. UCLA, Mick Cronin. Did you see this? Did you see? There's two parts to this. Did you see one during the game? They were getting taken down by 20 something points at that point, and one of those players pissed him off, and he basically took him and grabbed got in his face and was like, "Just go," and he's walking into the pitch. He's like, "No, go to the locker room," and he ejected his own player from the game, which is headline one that everybody raised their eyebrows about. Then we got to the post-game press conference, and some poor Michigan, I think in Michigan State, right, asked him a question along the lines of what did you think about the student section chanting? Then he didn't even get to finish his question, and he said, do you really think I give a rat's behind about what the student sections? I coach UCLA, and then started taking another question, looked back at him, and said, kudos to you for asking me the worst question I've ever heard. And the kid, it sounded like it was a student. Maybe, I don't know who it was. Maybe it was a reporter. I don't know. But said something along the lines of oh, I'll take it. And he said, well, yeah, you better take it. It's you think I care about this? And then he's like, no, I don't think that you got, I'm asking. And he said, are you raising your voice at me? And it's in a world full of Kansans that are talking about press conferences and for cause, Mick Cronin is on the West Coast just cussing at reporters for asking him questions about student sections. Jerome Tang got asked the same question, basically, about students wearing paper bags, and he said they should be wearing paper bags. And now we're talking about cause. And Mick Cronin just cussed at a reporter for asking him a question about student section.
He's an ass, man. He is. He's a bully. I got no time for that.
The hilarity. The hilarity of the Jerome Tang thing happening and the for cause argument coming out, and the first thing everybody said was Mick Cronin could get fired for cause every game, and sure, the next time he coaches, he does that.
I can't ever wrap my head around being a bully like he tries to be, or maybe is. I just can't. I have no time for it. And the older you get, the more you're what? Where on earth are you allowed to act like that outside of a coach being a jerk in a press conference? If we sometimes have the rules of playground rules, you run your mouth, you get punched in the mouth. This dude's whatever, man. Like, get over yourself.
We talk a lot about press conferences. There's two ways to handle it. If somebody's going to ask you a silly question like that, it's a valid question. I'm sure they were saying something. Like, it's just like Jerome Tang question was a valid question. I won't even say silly question. But, like, we've talked a lot about, like, Bill Self is really good at it. That, like, you can ask him a question it may be the stupidest thing that you've ever even said, and you know it. Bill Self is so good at press conferences that he can stop and just give you an answer about something else that will kind of relate, but not really, and give you a good answer about something. Like, that's the way that you can handle that situation. Instead, you look at him and say that is the stupidest question I've ever been asked in my life. It's ridiculous. It all relates back. Everything relates back to Jerome Tang. It'll always
I can't, like, what a jerk, right?
Yeah.
Like, just like, whatever, man. I bet you got lots of friends. Like, you know, walk into a room and nobody likes you. Like, why would you treat people that way? Why would you treat people that way?
I agree. I don't feel bad talking about Mick Cronin in this light.
I don't either.
Like that. No.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Tie it back even more local. This came out in the last 43 minutes. We're talking NFL, Jacob. Have you seen this one? And this one is going to put Max's head through a wall, likely. The Kansas City Chiefs, from Adam Schefter. The Kansas City Chiefs have restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract this week, lowering his salary cap number from $78.2 million to $34.65 million for the upcoming season.
So I did miss that in yesterday's. When did this happen?
It happened this week, I guess. It wasn't really anything that came out. One of the guys that covers the salary cap pointed it out that they did it, but they saved 43.
The information's coming out this morning.
Basically. Okay. Our Schefter's just kind of sharing what this guy said.
I missed everything that came out yesterday. We were on the air for like 3.5 hours straight.
This just got to Schefter 43 minutes ago.
This is a big deal.
They just created $43.56 million in salary cap space.
Okay.
And as Max is sitting there shaking his head, and he's going to say they're circumventing the cap.
Well, they are. That's how it works.
They're still over the cap.
I got to look now where that puts them, because we'll have.
That
puts them at 11 over. They'll cut Taylor, so now they're going to be 10 under real quick.
Correct.
Okay.
And they'll still go nowhere next year. Mark it.
All right, Max.
All right, Max. There he is, everybody.
Aren't you glad that Max doesn't watch college basketball? This show would be insufferable.
Now we've got to.
I'm trying to stay awake.
Spend some time on the Chiefs. So what we'll do, we'll come back. I want to talk about that that decision by the Chiefs and what it looks like, because that's an even bigger restructure than I thought they were capable of. So we'll have that. And those are the headlines that I missed, by the way, everybody. Everybody's favorite segment. Those were good ones today, TJ. Those are really good ones today.
Thank you.
We'll have we'll react to this Mahomes thing. I don't need to spend any more time with Mick Cronin. He's a bully. God, that makes me mad. That makes me so mad. I've been in, not including like my brothers or my friends, like actual fist fights. I've been in 2, I think, in my life, and it's been because somebody was being a bully to somebody. Like that's it. It makes me so mad. I can't stand it. God, what a loser. All right. We'll come back. Let's talk about this Mahomes restructure, a little bit on Wichita State, previewing, getting ready for East Carolina, and then we'll have Shreyas Laddha in later this hour to discuss KU tonight on the road at Stillwater. It's all coming for you here on Sports Daily. Don't go away.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
As a man, finding a great pair of pants feels harder than it should. Some look sharp but feel stiff. Others are comfortable but wrinkle, stain, or lose their shape by noon. And if you're working, traveling, or constantly on the move, most pants just cannot keep up. That's where Jack Archer comes in.
JackArcher.com delivers one pair of pants designed for real life. Whether it's golf with the guys or date night with someone special, these pants will keep you comfortable and looking polished wherever the day takes you.
That's right, Mark. The Jack Archer Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built to hold its shape all day. With customizable fit options and multiple colors, these are the one pair of pants you'll want to wear every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
It's almost President's Day, and this year I've got a winning strategy for saving big. I'm skipping the phony sales and instead scoring everyday low prices on my favorite pieces from Bob's Discount Furniture. When I shop Bob's, I get more of what I love. More style, more storage, more comfort, more choices, even more years on that precious mattress warranty. All for a fraction of the cost of what you pay at other stores. So this President's Day weekend, stop in or shop online and see how much more you can save when you dare to compare at Bob's.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. I-235 southbound is heavy heading east onto K96. Give yourself 5 extra minutes. The main roads are running smoothly. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Mostly sunny, breezy, and warm today. High 70 with a west to southwest wind 10 to 20 and gusty. And those skies still may be a little smoky from those western Kansas wildfires. Partly cloudy, 45 tonight. Back over to windy conditions on Thursday. A midday high in the middle 50s. Falling temperatures in the afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy on Friday and much cooler with a high in the middle 40s. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
This tanking has been around this season. The Jazz were fined $100,000 for sitting Lauri Markkanen in multiple games. So the discipline is public, but the behavior didn't change and probably won't change. The league may mean business, but intent and impact are not the same.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
The commercials are over.
Yo, I haven't got all day.
869-1240.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Shreya Slaughter coming up in about 20 minutes to talk KU tonight. We'll talk some shockers as well. We will talk some Kansas City Chiefs, as in the headlines that I didn't see this morning. Adam Schefter furthering an over-the-cap report that Patrick Mahomes has restructured his salary and will cut it basically in for 2026 and free up the cap number. It more than cuts it in half. It goes from 78.2 because Mahomes has that interesting 10-year contract, remember, where it just kind of allows them to move money around. So now it'll go down to 34.5. That clears $43 million in cap room. There's still $11 million over the cap, according to overthecap.com, who broke this story. And Chris Jones, according to Over the Cap, is the next logical scenario to restructure. We are assuming that they'll cut Jawan Taylor, which we know is an option. Jawan Taylor will free up about $20 million. A Jones restructure maybe frees up another 10. I don't know what they could get out of that, but they're going to be under the cap. They'll have some money to play with. Now, I don't know how many more of these things they can do. I don't know how much free agency they need just to kind of fill out the roster. But it's significant, TJ. That's a big move. I knew they would find it. I didn't know they'd get that much out of Mahomes. That's crazy. That's a big number.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what it was last year. It looks like they did it to Chris Jones and Mahomes at the same time last year on March 12th, and they freed up $49.4 million. And so, I mean, they freed up 43 with just Mahomes. We have the conversation every year, like, it's just like nobody understands the Mahomes contract. This is the best thing I always see on social media of all the national people. It's just like the Chiefs are in cap hell. Max Power says the Chiefs are in cap hell, and nobody understands the Mahomes contract. And I don't understand the Mahomes contract, and I've covered him for 5 years.
I don't understand the salary cap in the NFL very well to begin with, to be perfectly honest with you, because there is so much restructuring, cap penalties, how much can be converted to signing bonus, like all that stuff. Like it's easier in baseball, right? When everybody just signs contracts and it doesn't matter. So it's fine. I don't need to understand it. I just need to react to it when it is maneuvered. And the number that matters is how much is left. How much space do they have? And can they get enough space for the conversations we've had to attack some of the needs that we think they might draft through free agency? Selfishly, and most notably, of course, Breece Hall. I know that people have tied Travis Etienne to the Chiefs a lot. I'd rather have Hall, personally. I think Etienne is okay. With the workload they would probably put on him, it'd probably be all right. But if I'm swinging big in free agency, I'd want a horse like Breece Hall. If not, I'd rather go with a young guy through the draft that didn't cost me anything. Yep. Those are the two options to look at here. But they may sign it. They may like Etienne. I don't know. I'm quite a bit bigger fan of Breece Hall's game than Etienne's.
It feels like, as we've said, if they're going to make a move at running back, if they're going to run the ball, of what we talked about, that feels like it's trending that direction. Like, if you're going to go get a guy at free agency, you got to go get a guy of the Breece Hall, Etienne category. If not, then you just draft him.
And the thing about it is, too, like, if you're going to attack the major needs of this team, running back is the cheapest one to do through free agency.
Yep.
So like,
that's the interesting part.
If the major needs are pass rusher, now it's going to probably be a corner that you'd need, perhaps a wide receiver, depending on how you feel about that room. But, for sure, running back, for sure, defensive line. It's much cheaper in free agency to go get a running back than it will be a high-impact pass rusher. Now, it's probably easier to draft a running back than it is a high-impact pass rusher, too. So it'll be a really interesting conversation and an equation that the Chiefs run at this, because the issue is they got to make the decision before they know if a guy like Jeremiah Love would even fall that far. Yep. Right? You bank everything on, let's say you just love Jeremiah Love. There's no guarantee he falls to 9. There's no guarantee somebody doesn't move up. There's no guarantee on any of them. Are you trading up to take him? That's the risk in team Jeremiah Love. If you go sign Breece Hall, for instance, for probably $10 million a year, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, you just move on with your life and you go BPA, you do whatever you need to do. You take a pass rusher. It's a simpler solution to go get a running back in free agency. It's a cheaper solution when you look at the needs in totality to go get the running back through free agency. Is it the best?
I agree.
Jeremiah Love.
It feels like there's two options, basically. It's either you're going to draft a defensive player, whatever you want to say, defensive player, or draft a defensive player and sign a running back, or draft a running back, and then it gets harder to go sign a defensive player because you can't sign both.
Yeah, you've got to hit on lower level free agents, which at that point there are league minimum type guys usually that I just kind of rather take a swing at. 80% of this draft needs to be defensive players. Yep. They probably need 3. I won't call them starters. They probably need 3 guys that play significant minutes for them, significant snaps for them, coming out of this class defensively. I would think at least 3, and one of them's got to be real good. So this gets really interesting. That's a big number from Mahomes. It's bigger than I thought they'd be able to come up with. If you're just telling me the Mahomes restructure and Jawan Taylor puts them $10 million under the cap, that things get a lot more interesting, because maybe
I just don't understand.
Get them to 20.
there's smarter people out there. We'll have to ask Josh Briscoe about this because I feel like he would know more than us. But like, why doesn't everybody do this? Like, why is it like?
Well, not everybody structures a contract that way. We almost only see elite level players do this because their security is in their game, right?
True.
Tom Brady, Tony Romo are the two that I remember, and I know there are more quarterbacks that do it. Those are the two quarterbacks I remember doing it constantly, and it's because what were they afraid of? Like their team's not moving away from them. Tom Brady had all the security in the world. Patrick Mahomes has all the security. What's he afraid of? Like, yeah, I don't need the money right now. I'll take the money later. Who cares? Like, I mean, I'm getting the money, but yeah, restart, do whatever you need to do to let's go win a championship. But not every player has that sort of security.
It's more so they're moving it to signing bonuses, right? Like, I mean, a signing bonus. I think
most of the time, yes, they just give it to them all at once.
Yeah. So why doesn't every team just do like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's too easy.
Again, because you give it all as a signing bonus and then something bad happens, like Jawan Taylor, if you've given him all of his money as a signing bonus, you can't cut him this year.
True.
So I think it's just, again, it's got to be the security in the player. Like it has to be elite. Like they're not like, there's no issue.
It's more so.
There's no issue with Patrick Mahomes.
It's more so the security of the Chiefs than the security of Patrick Mahomes is what that makes me seem like I'm sure that Jawan Taylor would love a check for $20 million.
Absolutely, he would, right? But the Chiefs aren't willing to do that.
Okay. So it's more so the Chiefs feeling secure in a player.
I don't know but that's the way I've always read that. Like for instance, if they could do it with Trey Smith, they could probably do it with Creed Humphrey. That's probably about it on the guys that they don't have a lot of high salaries, to be perfectly honest with you. They've just got a lot of medium salaries. So, yeah, like they could do it with a couple other guys, and maybe they will. Maybe Trace. I mean, you're not afraid of, you've got all the confidence in the world in those two players. Those are probably two other options. I don't know how their contracts are structured. But they have, it's what, I mean, Brett Veach he's not going to do it one way and then just stop. He's probably created this ability through a lot of their players. TJ on X says the owner has to be willing to just pay it up front too, which sure. But you owe the money, but yeah. Are you ready to write that check right now? With Patrick Mahomes, I'd say you're probably just fine doing that. Chris Jones, yes, just fine. Maybe they can do it with a couple other players. Either way, though, if they can work that down to 15, 20 million under the cap with high draft capital, I would say running back free agent is very much on the table here.
I think it's been on the table because this was going to happen.
But there was always the risk of, can you afford to tie up that much at running back?
Yeah.
But let's say Breece Hall was 3 years, $30 million. You taking that?
What was that? I imagine you have Spotrac pulled up right now. Do you?
Yeah, I'm looking up highest running back contracts.
Not even that. Like where would that even stack up on the Chiefs' salaries? You said they got so many median salaries.
Yeah. It'd be right after Creed Humphrey, right around George Karlaftis.
Yeah. So,
which is about right for running backs. The highest paid running backs right now, average per year. Saquon's at 20 a year. The Eagles wouldn't even do that again. Christian McCaffrey's at 20 a year. Derrick Henry's at 15. Jonathan Taylor at 14. Alvin Kamara at 12. Josh Jacobs at 12. James Cook at 11. Kyron Williams at 11. Aaron Jones at 10. So it's going to be more than 10. I would say he's not going to, I don't think, make Jonathan Taylor money. He's younger than a lot of these guys are too. The Josh Jacobs contract, 4 years, $12 million, 4 years, 48.
It just feels like to me, like if they do that, there won't be another move to be made. Another substantial move.
Breece Hall's 24 years old.
I know, and that's the argument too. Like, I agree. It'd be awesome if it can happen, but it's just a matter of like, how secure do the Chiefs feel and everybody else, maybe, is the question to ask.
Breece Hall is 1 year older than Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Okay. Ashton Genty right now, based on where he was drafted, is making $9 million a year.
Yep.
So, you take Jeremiah Love at that spot, you're probably paying him close to that anyway.
When he gets his contract.
I mean, that's the contract given to the rookies drafted at that level, at that position. I mean, Ashton Genty's making an average of $9 million a year, $35 million total value contract.
So basically, you'd save like $4
only
million.
$16 million. No, it's fully guaranteed. Actually, it's fully guaranteed. So he's on a $35 million contract in total. At 23 years old, Breece Hall in that offense and what he's shown us in the NFL, giving him a 4-year, $48 million deal. I mean,
I don't know
if the price difference is $2 or $3 million a year and it's all guaranteed anyway to Jeremiah Love, but you get Hall, because again, the problem is you don't know that you get Love. Do you evaluate Love as better than Breece Hall?
What are you saying? You don't know? Like, you're saying that somebody else takes him?
Yeah, I'm saying all the things to weigh out if you're the Chiefs on this. How do you evaluate Love versus Hall? Okay, how do you evaluate that? Now, the Chiefs may not want to tie any this kind of money up at running back, period. They may go say, Javonte Williams, come on down, for $5 million a year. That's fine, too. I'm okay with that thought process. I have no issue with that at all. It's an option, for sure. But if they really want to dig in and you really want to protect Mahomes a little bit, then if running back is a place you're going to attack, if the options are, let's say it's 4 years, 48, let's say it's the Josh Jacobs contract. You got Breece Hall, 24 years old, 4 years, $48 million. You've got Jeremiah Love, let's call it $35 million guaranteed, which is what Genty got. Okay. So that's the cost difference. How do you evaluate the players, and how do you evaluate the risk you take in hoping that you can get Love at 9? So if your options are Love at 9, maybe for $35 million fully at the full contract, or Hall at 48, you've got him, and you draft somebody else at 9 there. If those are the two options, I might take Hall. Yeah. I didn't realize how much Genty was getting paid.
Yeah, me neither.
Love's going to be expensive. My
follow-up question to that is, how much are you paying a defensive end or a defensive tackle if you're taking him at 9?
I think it's the same. I don't think that's based on position. I think that's based on where you got drafted. I don't think. I mean, we'll have to spend some time.
God, we're a bunch of idiots.
Well, no, we're not a bunch of idiots. It's just these are the parts of the. It's simple to just say, I love X player, they should do this. I love you, but it's not that simple. Like, when you're the front office, you've got to consider all of this stuff. If the running back at 9 is almost as expensive as Breece Hall, who's only a year older and proven, I'm not sure that's not a better option, because it frees you up at 9, if nothing else. Mm-hmm. There is a very good chance the Chiefs don't want to do either one of those things. Also, there's a chance they go way further down the line at running back and just go with somebody else, too. That's what they've done. It's been a long time since they've spent that kind of capital and resource at running back. Where was Jamal Charles drafted? Is he a first-round pick?
I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I've shown that we don't know what we're talking about.
Jamal Charles was a third-round pick.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go back, and Kareem Hunt was later than, he was a later pick. I guess Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that didn't work out. So, they may not have the appetite to be investing any of this kind of thing at running back.
True.
Wouldn't surprise me either. So we'll see. It's an interesting conversation that we'll continue to have, but it got a little easier maybe with Mahomes freeing up that much money, Taylor coming off the books. They could get to a comfortable place under the cap. More comfortable than probably I thought. Certainly more comfortable than Max thought. If they can get to that, 20-ish million under the cap, that's.
The next steps. I mean, like, Taylor feels like one that's going to happen. That'll save you 20, and then it's like, I've seen some of the other ones. Then it gets to the point where it's just like, oh yeah, you can restructure Chris Jones or do whatever with Chris Jones. So I mean, like, what number can they get to? Can they get to 20 under?
That's what I'm. If they did,
if they did that, then it's,
and Smith, then maybe.
Then it's going to start getting into like.
And here's where the cap thing really screws with you. what does that do to them in 2 years? That's the part where it's really going over my head. Like, does that kill them in 2 years from now? If they do that now, I don't know. I don't know. And how much of an appetite, if that is the case, by the way, are you really going to blow it all on the year Mahomes is coming back from an ACL injury?
True.
Are we going to get Travis Kelce back playing? How much need do they have in the pass catching group? This is a fascinating Chiefs offseason because it's transformational potentially, but they still want to try to win.
If they get Tyreek Hill, who seems like he's going to play, by the way. It seems like he's targeting week 1, which is wild after tearing his leg in half. If they get Tyreek Hill and they go get Breece Hall or Etienne or one of these guys, then I think Kelce coming back moves up to like 85%.
I think Kelce's making his own decision. I think
he is too, but I think it's a lot harder to come back if it's just like, who knows what this is going to look like rather than they are investing heavily on trying to get back
to this year, to win this year. Yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty hard for him to ignore a 9th overall pick too. I
just think it's hard. It's hard for him to come back for another run it back after this run it back. Just
totally. They're gonna have to hit the draft. Like, they're still gonna have to draft a bunch of good defensive players. They need a re-infusion there. I love it, man. I love this offseason. I love this conversation. All right, we'll have Shreya Slada in to talk KU. We'll still have a little shocker for you, shocker talk as well. Stick with us here on Sports Daily. We're coming right back.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
As a man, finding a great pair of pants feels harder than it should. Some look sharp but feel stiff. Others are comfortable but wrinkle, stain, or lose their shape by noon. And if you're working, traveling, or constantly on the move, most pants just cannot keep up. That's where Jack Archer comes in.
JackArcher.com delivers one pair of pants designed for real life. Whether it's golf with the guys or date night with someone special, these pants will keep you comfortable and looking polished wherever the day takes you.
That's right, Mark. The Jack Archer Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built to hold its shape all day. With customizable fit options and multiple colors, these are the one pair of pants you'll want to wear every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with a 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
It's almost President's Day, and this year I've got a winning strategy for saving big. I'm skipping the phony sales and instead scoring everyday low prices on my favorite pieces from Bob's Discount Furniture. When I shop Bob's, I get more of what I love. More style, more storage, more comfort, more choices, even more years on that precious mattress warranty. All for a fraction of the cost of what you pay at other stores. So this President's Day weekend, stop in or shop online and see how much more you can save when you dare to compare at Bob's.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Score a 2 for $5 deal on a sausage McMuffin with egg and more. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic.
Watch for a wreck on K96 westbound at I-135 southbound. It's causing a backup to Hillside Street. Also, there's a crash on I-135 on the southbound ramp at K96. Delays start at the interchange with I-235. And there's an accident on Kellogg westbound at Hillside, which is creating stop-and-go traffic from Oliver Street. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Mostly sunny, breezy, and warm today. High 70 with a west to southwest wind 10 to 20 and gusty. And those skies still may be a little smoky from those western Kansas wildfires. Partly cloudy, 45 tonight. Back over to windy conditions on Thursday. A midday high in the middle 50s. Falling temperatures in the afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy on Friday and much cooler with a high in the middle 40s. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Download the Odyssey app and listen anywhere.
This is my Odyssey app. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My Odyssey app is my best friend. I must use my app true.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Oh, okay, take it easy. We're going on the air.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Should be connecting with Shreyas Lada here in just a few minutes. Before we do that, TJ, let's talk Shockers for a second. East Carolina tonight, 77-60 the last time they played East Carolina. That one was in Wichita. More of the same, please. Just smother them defensively. That was a game they absolutely dominated the boards. It was a game where Kenyon Giles was really good. I think it was about the time Karan Boyd started to really step up offensively a little bit. The confidence anyway. He didn't make very many, but he took 6 threes in that game. But again, dominate the boards, lock them down defensively, and good things will happen in games like this. Now you got to do it on the road, though.
Yeah, I think that, Paul Mills was talking about the other day with us that Jordan Riley for East Carolina is going to kind of be the thing to watch. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the American Conference, and so that's the one thing that you're able to do at home. East Carolina is a team that has struggled this year, but they're also a team that has won back-to-back games. And they beat Florida Atlantic, who beat the Shockers like a drum. Now Florida Atlantic's skidding, so take that for what it's worth. But
yeah, Riley wasn't very good at the game in Wichita.
They did good against that. That's what they were talking. They did good, kind of trying to smother him.
And my recall isn't good enough. I would assume that becomes, like a Karan Boyd assignment. Just kind of get him out there on him. So we'll see what the Shockers do tonight. They should win. They're pretty heavy favorites, but East Carolina is playing better. Now you got to take it on the road and follow up that Tulsa game. All right, let's get now to our KU talk with Shreyas Lada as we switch gears a little bit. Shreyas hops in with us here on Sports Daily. Shreyas, good morning. How are you? Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. I see you still are shopping, still browsing. I get it's a tough decision to pick just one. I understand. You got a lot of options. You got to get just one.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. KU on the way to Stillwater tonight.
Are you going? Are you going, Shreyas?
I will not be there. Gary will be there, but I'll be at the Arizona trip, so we're alternating for these trips.
This is a
close second. Close second is Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Always a weird one. It is when you're talking about basketball environments. Oklahoma State's in the top 5 in this conference. They'll show up and be rowdy. I'm sure the Jayhawks tend to struggle there. We were talking about it in the last hour. Boy, this would be a good time for the Kobe to come out in Darren Peterson tonight, right? That killer instinct, that bad guy, public enemy number 1. See if he has a little of that in him tonight. Would be a good spot for it.
Yeah, I wrote about it in my preview. He's had a struggling last 3 games. I think he's averaging like 36% from the field. He had a career low or KU low, really. 10 points last game, 14 the game before that, and I think 19 the game before that, but he hasn't shot efficiently in any of those 3 games. Oklahoma State's a bad defensive team. They're not really a great team overall. Like you said, if this is the game to do it, I think, to get back on track, especially because after this, the schedule gets tougher along the way. They have 5 more games after this, and they probably need a win out or come close to it to have a shot to win the Big 12 title.
I think the biggest thing about this game is just the carryover from the last game for KU. Is there any carryover you think? What do you even chalk that game up to? We talked about that one earlier this week, and it's kind of just like, I don't know, man. You run into that Iowa State team coming off of a loss. It felt like it was almost inevitable.
I mean, I chalk it up to playing in Ames, right? In this conference, wherever you play, I think matters so much more than anyone realizes. I mean, Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse is nearly unbeatable. Iowa State in Hilton Coliseum is nearly unbeatable. Arizona at home is really hard to beat. It just kind of is what it is at this point. If you can get a road win against a good team, that's a big deal. Until Kansas beat Texas Tech, they hadn't lost at home, right? So I think it's just one of those things that the streak had to end eventually, right? And they were due for a stinker, and they had a stinker, and they had a stinker against a good opponent.
They did. Expected. Let me ask you this, going back to your Big 12, because Iowa State's now back in the mix. KU's back in the mix. How much have you been – I haven't at all. I have not been paying attention to the Big 12 race because I just kind of thought of it as out of the question for a long time. And the fact that it is back in the question, I guess it's something we should be paying attention to. I mean, they don't completely control – control their destiny here. I don't know all the tiebreakers. They get Houston, Arizona. They trail them by a game. Them all, and I don't know what happens with the tiebreaker at Iowa State, but they've got a shot at this thing.
They absolutely have a shot at this thing. I mean, right now I think they're tied with third for the conference with Iowa State, and also I want to say Texas Tech. Actually, Texas Tech lost yesterday, right? So the game now they're not tied with them. I think they're just tied with Iowa State. But that being said, I think Kansas has a real shot in this just because they play Houston, they play Arizona. I think my thing is I think they'll beat Houston at home, but they'll lose to Arizona on the road, and that'll probably be the clincher, and they're not, winning the Big 12 title. Because right now, the way it's looking is you can maybe lose one of the remaining 6 to have a shot. That being said, you're going to have a little luck go your way, with Arizona and Houston having to lose twice in the next 6 games or whatever. But Kansas is a real shot. I was looking at I retweeted this thing yesterday. I think it said Kansas is a 12% shot of getting the 1 seed for the not NCAA tournament, but the Big 12 tournament. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Kansas wins the Big 12 title.
On that glass floor they're about to be playing on. I love the glass floor, by the way. I think it's awesome. So on Saturday, the Darren Peterson saga, we haven't spoke since Bill Self kind of debunked all the stuff and went on a tangent to your question. But on Saturday, he only played 25 minutes. You talked about the conditioning going in as he hadn't practiced with the flu and everything that was going on, and also they were down by 20. Is there anything to raise an eyebrow about that? I imagine if you had the flu for over a week, it should be on the way out of your system, right?
I'm not really I asked Bill about it after the Iowa State game. Was it game flow? Was it conditioning? It seemed like he said it was a mix of both things. I saw people freaking out about his response, and I thought it was a very nothing burger. I mean, I don't know, man. We've covered the Darren Peterson saga so long this year. To me, I didn't raise any eyebrows about anything Bill Self said. Why would he play him in a game? They were clearly out of it,
exactly.
From the second half onwards. He barely played the other guys too. Doesn't mean they had, cramping or flu issues or whatever. They didn't play their usual minutes. And it's because, they were out of it basically since 3 minutes into the second half.
So what do they need to do against Oklahoma State? We were talking about the role of, let me start that over. Peterson, is the best version of this team Peterson with a high shot volume, or is the best version of this team Peterson complementing what we've seen them peak at without him, I guess?
I think it depends on who you're playing, right? Because there's going to be games where he's going to have to just take over because the rest of the guys can't score. Theoretically, if the Iowa State game, if he was better, they have a real shot to win that game, or at least be in a realm of possibility of it becoming a single-digit loss versus a double-digit loss, right? I think the best version of this Kansas team is probably some mix of both, right? Where he's there in high-leverage clutch situations, but he's not taking a million shots a game because, the offense just clearly needs to figure itself out. You want to be efficient more than, high shot volume, I think. And we've seen he can be. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for, Peterson to shoot like a medium amount, or like maybe the second most or the first most on the team. That's fine. But I think there's a real chance they can. It's just, it feels like this constant shuffling in, out, in, out, in, out. And now this, slumping thing, it just adds a different dynamic. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. Without Peterson, this team is really good. Like, I think they can make a Sweet 16 if everything went right, even without Peterson. But the question is, can you make a Final Four without Peterson playing the entire time? And right now, I have not seen anything to say that Peterson can play 6 straight games without something popping up, okay?
Yeah.
To win a title. But I think that's my biggest thing with this team is I think they're duly talented. I think Peterson's a very talented player. The health issue, the lineup configuration, that now to me is like, are they going to ever really figure it out before the end of the season or by the end of the regular season? I don't know. They could. There's still 6 games, but you really hope he has no more health issues pop up in the next 6 games just because they can get some continuity, remaining.
Yeah, I had the same thought that you talked about at the end there, is that, back in November, it's something that we said, like, they'll figure it out by the end of the regular season. Well, the clock is on, and, we haven't really, like, we kind of got like a week of a tease a little bit, and then it kind of went away. Like, just from tonight's perspective, like, as I always say on this stuff, like, there are now Big 12 availability reports. Like, he's not on it. Like, he had the flu. They're saying that it was kind of like it's passing. He got his conditioning. Like, by all accounts, tonight, you should not expect to see Darren Peterson go to the bench early.
I think so. I think he should play at least 27 to 30 minutes a game, ideally more than that. I think before the flu-like symptoms or whatever, he was finally starting to get over the cramping. It looked like, because he had 2 straight games where he didn't cramp, according to Bill Self. And he played a good amount of minutes in those games. I mean, he wasn't great efficiency-wise, but he played 34 minutes a game, and I think both of them. So ideally, this is a game where Peterson plays 32 minutes and Kansas wins comfortably in Stillwater, because still, Oklahoma's not that good. I mean, as much as they've had some struggles there, I think they've still won 8 straight against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, sometimes it's just that they don't look good when they play down there. I'm with you. I want to go back to what you said about the Final Four. Can they get there without him? I don't think so. I don't think they can. But I just always go back to, like, the best Bill Self teams. Even the championship, that offense ran through McCormick. As many great players as they had, as frustrating as that was at times, I think, for fans, that offense ran through McCormick. The best offenses do. So is there a possibility that Peterson's superpowers are going to be more of, like, translate to the NBA type superpowers than they do in college? I want so badly to see both at the same time. Like, him be great, but not have to be 18 shots iso ball great, to, like, complement in with this offense that is like, when it runs down low and runs outside, like, just to add that shooter, to me, feels like the best version of KU. Not just, oh, Peterson's here, let's let him have 18 shots. Go try to one-on-one somebody for a bunch of possessions.
Well, I absolutely do think, NBA spacing will make his offense better. I also think he'll look better as a ball handler. I mean, like, you go back and watch high school tapes. I'm not going to sit there and say everything's going to translate from high school, but you can see he's a much better ball handler. I mean, right now he has a 1-to-1 turnover to assist ratio.
He turns it over a lot.
He turns it over a lot. Like, he just doesn't look super comfortable as a ball handler. And I don't know how much of that is the cramps, the sickness, the twisted ankle, the quad injury, the whatever, the 5 different ailments he's had this year. But I do think he'd be a little more comfortable as a primary ball handler. But why would you do that with this team? Melvin Council's really good at that. He needs to figure out how to play off ball, and he did it in some games, but not all games.
Hey, buried headlines tonight. This is the first time to go to Stillwater since the report about Bill Self thinking about the job came out.
Oh, yeah.
Will he be coming back on the team plane?
Will he return?
Ask some questions. He might have an extra day in Stillwater to see some friends.
Yeah. Go to the creek. Go to the creek. Play some golf down there. Oklahoma Joe's.
All right, Trius, we appreciate it. Follow along at SHRE98 at the KC Star. We'll check in with you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
There goes Trius Lotta. We're coming right back.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
This tanking has been around this season. The Jazz were fined $100,000 for sitting Lauri Markkanen in multiple games. So the discipline is public, but the behavior didn't change and probably won't change. The league may mean business, but intent and impact are not the same.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Right now,
the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
Not everybody is, top end. Not everybody is Mahomes or Brady. You have to have quarterbacks that you can just trust. And that's what Sam Darnold will probably be the rest of his career. Yeah, he won that one, but, the defense carried him. Well, however he parses this out, he's still got a Super Bowl.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH. The Wildcats.
Three wide open again, and it's perfect again.
Hit the court.
To the rim, layup good.
Right here.
Yeah. How about these Cats?
Be here every game as the Wildcats pounce the hardwood all season long. On your home for Kansas State Wildcat basketball. 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Wichita's most listened to sports radio. 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
As a man, finding a great pair of pants feels harder than it should. Some look sharp but feel stiff. Others are comfortable but wrinkle, stain, or lose their shape by noon. And if you're working, traveling, or constantly on the move, most pants just cannot keep up. That's where Jack Archer comes in.
JackArcher.com delivers one pair of pants designed for real life. Whether it's golf with the guys or date night with someone special, these pants will keep you comfortable and looking polished wherever the day takes you.
That's right, Mark. The Jack Archer Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built to hold its shape all day. With customizable fit options and multiple colors, these are the one pair of pants you'll want to wear every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order with code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
You know Graybar for electrical parts. But there's one more thing you may not be thinking of us for that can help maximize your next project's total value. Our pre-project planning services are designed to help you win the bid, save on labor costs, and keep your installers productive across your entire build. The sooner you call us, the better. Because when we're there from the beginning, we can anticipate your needs and help you solve problems before they become problems. Yep, Graybar does that.
What's up? It's Draymond Green, back for my 14th NBA season and the new season of my podcast, The Draymond Green Show. Unfiltered takes, real hoop talk, and big-time guests. There's no holding back, on the court or on the mic. Follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcast.